Hey, wat gaan hij? Nee, zitten. Zij kan niet bedienen, niet na. Hebben gaan al zitten na hier, ben hij. Hij is, ben hij het hier. Bedienen niet. Back in 1966, I decided to volunteer for services due to the fact that the Vietnam War was going on, and I guess you must say I wanted to be a part of that. And before then, I was drafted, but I was able to get a deferment for a year till I got through the schooling. So right after school, after I graduated, I went on in a month after I graduated in June of '66. I took my basic training in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. From there, I went to Aberdeen Proving Grounds in Maryland for I think 12 weeks for some more training. From there, I went on to Oakland to go serve tour duty in Thailand for a year. And then I came back. Then I went down to Fort Irvine, California, where I was there for a while. And I ended up in Fort Carson, Colorado, in the artillery group. And we had some training out there behind Cheyenne Mountain, artillery training, artillery firing. And from there, I had some training in reconnaissance training at the same location outside of Fort Carson, out in the mountains. From there, I went overseas to spend some time in Vietnam. And I was there for a little bit. The places I was in Vietnam was arrived in I can't remember the air base anyway. From there, I went to Long Binh. Then I went back to the air base and flew to Pleiku. From Pleiku, I went to Quy Nhon to process back in again. And I processed into in-country in Phu Binh province. We were close to Phu Cat Air Base, and we weren't too far from A Shon Valley. So I spent some time there, and I came out of service in 1970, IETS, with a honorable discharge in Fort Lewis, Washington. And some of my cousins or uncles were in the Second World War also. Timothy Goggles and Bill Friday. Those are the ones that I knew of my family, plus I had 3 other brothers that were in the military also. One was in Germany, one was in Vietnam, and the other was stateside. So, but anyway, those were the experiences I have in the military. You know? And I also was in a combat zone 3 different times, so you know it's kind of. I guess it's kind of glad that I didn't join the military, you know, because I don't want to be left out on anything like that, you know. As a Arapaho warrior, you know, it was my duty and honor to protect our land. And I think all the other military personnel did the same thing, protecting other people's rights. And what's really ironic is that while we were doing that, we had people protesting during that war. And I was just wondered whether or not they ever thanked the veterans for protecting their rights to protest. That was ironic for me to think about that. And while the Iraq and Iran, Afghanistan was going on, we were part of a military guard that were honoring them and welcoming them back home, which the Vietnam veterans didn't receive at all. They didn't receive any welcome home at all. Instead, we got name calling and different types of things like that. But nevertheless, I'm still proud to have served and protected this land and protected our people. And I guess, that's about all I have to say right now. Aho, and thank you for listening.